Oh my god, our RTX 3080 Ti reaches 92 to 93 degrees, which is more than 20 degrees over this card's normal maximum temperature, and this while running at just 300 to 400 MHz with 99% utilization and struggling to maintain 30 to 35 FPS? What you see here, ladies and gentlemen, is obviously the abnormal behavior that is killing all the GPUs running Diablo 4 lately. Recently there have been reports of RTX 3080 Ti GPUs, and more specifically Gigabyte cards, crashing or dying while playing Diablo 4 closed beta. My name is Anthony from Paladin Gaming, and today we are going to see how our Gigabyte RTX 3080 Ti graphics card got hit by the new GPU killer bug triggered by Diablo 4 beta and lived to tell the tale. Like thousands of other Diablo fans worldwide, we have been eagerly waiting for the Diablo 4 open beta to go live in order to try out the new game. Even though we heard the horror stories about the Gigabyte RTX 3080 Ti's getting bricked by Diablo 4, and while we also heard Jay from Jay's 2 cents suggesting us to...
So what can you do to limit your exposure to this problem? Well, if you're planning on playing the Diablo 4 open beta, which is coming in just a few days by the time as of making this video, maybe wait a little bit and see what people are saying, because Blizzard has to be aware of this by now.
Thanks for the heads up, Jay. After this warning, and while a wise, sane person would and should wait without risking to fry a GPU worth more than $1,000, we still couldn't resist and decided to give the game a go. So, Saturday night during the Diablo 4 weekend open beta, we made a party here at the channel and we had a blast playing the game for hours in 3-player co-op without an issue. The gameplay is great and Diablo 4 really is a worthy successor to Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. The footage you see now was captured on one of our PCs running a Ryzen 5 5600G and an RTX 3060, and the game runs perfectly at 4K max settings, 60 FPS locked with DLSS quality. Our second PC with an Intel Core i7 8700 and another RTX 3060 also ran the game perfectly, exactly the same as the Ryzen PC, no issues at all. Only thing worth noting is that the VRAM usage in both cases was very high, using more than 10 GB, which we found to be too much for this kind of game, but this can fry your graphics card. A memory leakage issue? Maybe, but a video card killer? Not in a million years. The footage you see now was captured during our 3-player co-op session on our third PC, running a Ryzen 5 5600G and a Gigabyte RTX 3080 Ti, and the game runs great at 4K max settings, 60 FPS locked with DLSS quality with no issues at all. The card is running perfectly with 40 to 60% utilization for the most part, at almost 2 GHz for the GPU clock and 9.5 GHz for the memory clock, and the temperature never exceeds 70 degrees Celsius, as is the card's normal operating temperature under load. As with the RTX 3060 PCs, the VRAM usage is very high and the game is easily chewing up all 12 GB of the 3080 Ti, which is pretty insane and seems to be a trend in the new games like Forspoken and Hogwarts Legacy. We still think it's way too much for a game like Diablo, but in any case, high video RAM usage is still not a video card killer, not by any chance, and our Gigabyte RTX 3080 Ti had no issues at all running Diablo 4. And as we thought that this whole thing luckily didn't affect us and our 3080 Ti was safe to use with Diablo 4, next day we decided to play the game again, and here is what happened. We should mention that the game is running capped at 60 FPS from the Nvidia control panel. As you can see in the video, the card started acting very strangely, doing stuff we have never seen before. Even just in the game menu, the card reached a mind-blowing 88 to 91 degrees Celsius, running at around 1 GHz on the GPU clock and 5 GHz on the memory clock, with only 35% GPU utilization. This is clearly not normal behavior. This card has never reached over 73 degrees Celsius, and that is at full speed, under full load, with 99% utilization in synthetic benchmarks and heavy games like Cyberpunk. We have never ever seen this card reach such a high temperature, and it gets worse. Oh my god, our RTX 3080 Ti reaches 92 to 93 degrees, which is more than 20 degrees over this card's normal maximum temperature, and this while running at just 300 to 400 MHz with 99% utilization and struggling to maintain 30 to 35 FPS. What you see here, ladies and gentlemen, is obviously the abnormal behavior that is killing all the GPUs running Diablo 4 lately. This is definitely not normal, something is terribly wrong. This card has never ever exceeded 73 degrees Celsius at full speed under full load. It's like the card is giving all it's got trying to reach 60 FPS, while at the same time staying on the idle operating frequency for some unknown reason. The only analogy that comes to mind is having a supercar trying to get to 200 km per hour in the first gear with the engine running at full RPM. We don't know if this is Gigabyte's fault or not, but what we do know is that it certainly needs to be resolved as soon as possible. I mean, this same card has been benchmarked with dozens of games at full speed under full load in two different systems. One of them being powered by a Corsair 850 watt power supply, and the other one, the one currently running the card, powered by a Thermaltake Tough Power 1500 watt power supply. Under no circumstances have we ever seen this card reach over 75 degrees Celsius ever. In fact, here are some clips from our test with the card. As you can see, the temperature doesn't even reach 70 degrees in most cases, and that is always under full load in very demanding situations. And by the way, we will soon publish a series of benchmark videos of our RTX 3080 Ti on two different systems, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. We know that Blizzard are investigating the issue with assistance from Nvidia as we speak, and hopefully this will be resolved in a future update, so that all users can play this great game without worrying about damaging their most expensive piece of hardware. And while at it, maybe Blizzard could also check the high memory usage. This game really shouldn't max out 12GB cards even at 4K max settings. And with that said, we have come to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, leave a like and consider subscribing to our channel. Thanks for watching, have a nice day, and hope to see you in the next one.